Welcome to the TikTok Show, a virtual talk show by different generations for generations. Today is our Father's Day episode. As you know, the occasion is coming up in a few days, and it will be great to hear how some of them have adjusted or evolved during this quarantine period. Have things changed for better or worse? How are your dad bods? Buo na ba? Reinforced? Well, speaking of dad bods, we have here some of TBWA's buds who happen to be dads too. Our first guest is the letter P of TBWA SMP. Legendary in the industry, legend daddy in the family. Introducing Tong Puno. Hello, Sir Tong.
Hi, how are you?
Okay naman. Our second guest, a client from one of our accounts, Fearless. He is the epitome of work hard, play hard. Drinking marathons tonight to drinking real marathons in the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, Kaloy Bakani.
Hello.
The next guest started his career with us and eventually moved to TBWA Singapore, and now works with Media Arts Lab. Say hello to Reggie Ocampo.
Hello.
Sup, Reggie? Our last guest is our very own. He is one of our creative directors. Do you need a killer headline or a witty joke? All he needs is a scratch in the head to think of some in no time. Presenting Ryan Kaidik.
Hey.
Well, I myself am a dad too. A little more than 4 months now. So I'll be answering some questions too, if that's okay with you. Konting starter muna. How many kids do you guys have? We can start with you, Sir Tong.
Well, I have three, yung mga known. Hindi ko alam yung iba. I have a son named Jake. He is the eldest, and then followed by a daughter, Laura, who is a pastry chef. She used to work for TBWA. And then I have a 17-year-old son. Can you imagine? Who just graduated from junior high. As Victorian, moving up.
Congrats.
Reggie?
So I have two kids, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. So my 4-year-old is Olivia, and then my 1-year-old is Leo.
Ryan?
I have a 5-year-old. This is Lily. Lily, say hi.
Hi.
Hello. And as I mentioned earlier, Kaloy is a father of 4. So we're gonna start with the ECQ round. Kumbaga, itong transition period natin from being a normal dad into a quarantine dad. So our first question is, how has fatherhood changed in quarantine? Let's start with you, Ryan.
For me, parang pareho lang naman yung role. Siyempre kasi provider tayo, tapos we have to keep our family safe. Yun nga lang, I think, mas dumami lang yung ginagawa kasi siyempre, kailangan mo pa maglinis, tapos kailangan mo alagaan yung bata, inawalan sila ng school, di ba? So, I think the roles are the same, but you still have to be, it's just getting more hands-on as a mother.
How about you, Kaloy?
Yeah, same. I guess being more involved with the kids this time around. I think just the fact that I don't have to travel to and from Makati, which takes around maybe 3 hours of my day. At least I get to spend it now with my kids. And at least in the morning, the best part actually is seeing them parang wake up eh. And then I get to say hello around lunchtime, and then eventually get to play with them sa late afternoon na until evening. So I think being there rather than just simply a provider, it's a big deal being a father these days.
Third Tong?
I mean, you are a father regardless of what time, right? I mean, the only thing about my situation, I live alone. So my kids are at their own abodes, you know. I mean, what changed was, syempre, as a father, I would like to see them up close and personal, eyeball to eyeball, but that was not possible. Our relationship became long distance, virtual. I think that's the only thing that changed. I missed our weekly dinners as a family, and my kids never miss those occasions because I'm the one treating. Parating ako nagbabayad. I'm just joking. But sometimes Laura would foot the bill or Jane, so that's okay. But now I miss those occasions. So we take advantage of the period that we are in right now by doing virtual dinners and what we call e-numan, on Zoom, on FaceTime, whatever. So that's it. That's how we managed.
Okay. Next question is, how about being a husband? How has that changed, Ryan?
Well, kakakasal lang namin last year sa Italy. That's why we feel more blessed right now kasi when you see what's happening over there, alam mo yun, buti na lang last year kami nagpakasal at hindi ngayong taon. That's how we feel about as a couple. We're lucky to have been able to get married last year. And during the lockdown, I think mas nagiging close lang kayo kasi you spend more time together. Si Jella naman kasi yung kanyang love language ay service. So ako, in the service of my wife every day. And ngayon na naka-lockdown, syempre mas nagluluto na ako araw-araw versus kung ako na medyo late galing office. Nakaka-birthday lang niya. Gumawa kami ng cake, gumawa kami ng homemade pasta, tsaka nag-bake ng everything. We have more time to be able to spend together. And of course, in the service, my wife, yes. Matagal pa tong lockdown.
Obviously, she's gonna watch this episode.
Yes, okay. Magluluto ako mamaya ng something.
Kaloy.
I guess my personal parang realization is na I can be a good and responsible husband pala. Kasi I think you mentioned pre-ECQ, I usually like going out, parang having more drinks than I should have, which is usually the only or parang most of the reasons why me and my wife fight, no? But now that I'm stuck here at home and she doesn't stress out that I have to parang drive drunk. Yeah, so parang ano na kami, happy wife, happy life. Very peaceful home. And no problems whatsoever. Buti na lang.
So actually, since you've been home for like 3 months, ang dami mo ng hall pass. Di ba? Pag nag-lift ng ECQ.
Yeah.
Like a stack of cards now.
Or baka nga she'll see it na parang, oh, you don't have to go out naman pala. Why don't you just
Oh my God.
stay here at home? Have an inuman with your friends via Zoom, diba? So,
Oh no. Reggie, I have a special question for you. Since you're in Singapore, how is it like to be a dad in Singapore, ECQ style?
Well, I think here the rules are a lot stricter. Like at any point, if lumabag ka, pwede kang i-deport. So that's the scary thing about being here. Pero at the same time, I think there are a lot of pros as well. Being here, kasi they're doing their best to get the numbers down, to get everyone tested. So I think all you need to do is cooperate. Pero at the same time, there's also fear na you can't just bring your kids to the park. You can't just loiter around. Kasi at any point, if they catch you, the fines here are really big, and the risk of getting deported back to your own country is great. Pero I think overall, feel safe. That's what's important. The jobs are secure, and I think I think we will feel like we're being looked after very well.
Kaloy, mahirapan tayo sa Singapore, no?
masyado.
Okay, so we are now at the MECQ round. So by this time, you're all used to this new way of living, but one thing stays the same: you're still a dad, and you're still the father of the house. So my first question is, are there any worthy discoveries about yourself as a dad? Any new things that you realized during this quarantine period? So let's start with you, Sir Tong.
Well, the first major thing that I have noted representing a change in my behavior during this period is yung digital adoption. I mean, because dati-rati, when digital ang pinag-uusapan natin, nag-uulap-ulap na yung utak ko, di ba? I mean, because I'm a product of the past. I have adopted buying things online, doing banking online. Dati kasi I was kind of afraid na kung bibili ako online, I do not want. Ang thinking ko kasi pagka nilagay ko yung aking credit card number, it's going to be hacked and it's going to be taken advantage of or whatever. But because of the limitations or the restrictions of the quarantine period, this is something that I have developed. Slowly, maybe it's a blessing in disguise that I am getting to be into e-commerce, e-tailing and so on. And obviously, the other benefit would be using digital platforms for personal interaction with family and friends. So I guess those two things. Plus, master chefing. Parang pag labas ko siguro dito sa period na to, I'm a master chef already. Jamie Oliver, Gordon Ramsay, and Donna Hay, because I've been doing the recipes every day, actually, practically, for my subsistence. At saka masarap, ha? I mean, maybe I should throw a party for TBWA.
Okay. You heard it here.
And fearless also.
How about you, Kaloy?
I guess parang how I really cherish and parang embrace parang fatherhood. I think because kunwari my youngest is only a year old, and it's very parang clear how much he's closer to me versus his siblings. Parang this time around, previously kasi parang for sure, close na sila sa mom nila. But this time around that I'm here every day, parang may laban na ako to my wife in terms of being like the favorite parent. You know naman how it is. Parang competitive between a mom and the dad.
Okay. Reggie?
Yeah, on my side, I think kasi with my job, parang they require me to travel a lot. There are years na I would spend around 4 to 5 months abroad. So medyo yun nga, yung presence mo with the kids, parang you have a long stint with them and then you have a stint without them. Which I think is I think that was like the common thread with me for a couple of years. For the first time, it felt na I'm not leaving Singapore, I'm not traveling. And it really made me feel like I'm right there, like dealing with every problem with the kids. Parang no escape, which is I think being responsible in that regard. Pero yun din, I mean, I think you kind of like get to face the whole reality of taking care of the kids and being there almost 24/7, and you realize how difficult it is actually, but also very rewarding. So yun walang breaks na you get to spend like maybe 2-3 weeks not at home. So parang walang reset, dire-diretso talaga siya. And I think for me, you realize the difficulties of being a parent, and also you kind of learn from it, which is really good.
Like a 24-hour job.
24-hour job, correct.
Yeah. Okay, Ryan?
I think mas nadidiscover ko lang na I can be more patient kasi alam mo yun, araw-araw silang kasama. Well, I have a 5-year-old daughter, and then I have to put it into context lagi yung structure sa buhay nila. At this time, nawala kasi nga biglang nawala yung school. That is why it is my job always to give her a schedule para meron pa rin siyang structure. And that you always have to understand whatever is happening to her. Kasi kung mas makulit siya ngayon, alam mo yun, mag-meeting ka, tapos biglang, ayan na, maglalaro na. Or maglalaro na siya ng tubig. You have to always be reminded na, wala sila kasing school. That's why first, I learned na, okay, I can be more patient as a dad. Kahit na pagkatapos ng meeting, sinabi ko, maglaro ng tubig. Pagbaba ko, ayun, basa na yung sahig. Tapos balik ako sa meeting, di ba? Sinabihan ko na siya. Pagbaba ko, ayun, basa na naman. But you have to be patient because I think it's just their way to do something with their time, be productive and be creative. Speaking of, andito na naman siya.
Okay, so our next question is there anything new about the behavior of your kids? Because actually this question was inspired by some of my friends. Apparently some of their kids have turned into monsters now. So I'd like to hear Sir Tong, how have your kids changed?
I don't think they have changed. Period. I mean, because of our physical separation, syempre, siguro baka at tad, they became more worried about me living alone. They always check on me more than they did before. Yet, okay lang sa akin kasi that shows their concern for their dad. Kasi who knows? Kasi I'm of advanced age. I live alone. You'll never know whether I'll wake up the next day, no matter how healthy I think I am. Well, ang ano lang kasi, sinabi ko sa kanila, and which they gave me 3 checks for it, is parang yung aking spirituality deepened, no? I mean, I just decided to let go of my fears and just rely on my faith that things will be okay. I mean, so I'm ever grateful every day. Parang when I wake up, sinasabi ko nga, every day that I wake up, I open 2 gifts. And those 2 gifts are my 2 eyes. I mean, forever grateful. Di ba? Parang ganun lang. So, I think my kids they know na they have to care for their father, I mean, who's living away from them, etc. So, I mean, they send me stuff, like si Laura will send me croissants and pandesal, and my kid will bring me my oldest boy will drop by and drop off a 6-pack of Coronas. Can you imagine?
How ironic.
That's nice. And my youngest kid, would send me a copy of, because he composes, meron nga siyang in-upload sa Spotify na 10,000 reviews na. And he is a talent. So he sends me his compositions. And I appreciate him for that. So that's how my kids are treating me much, much well these days.
Okay, thank you, Sir Tong. What about you, Kaloy?
Yeah, same. Parang no major changes naman. Nothing like them turning into monsters. No? I guess I'm lucky also kasi there's such a huge gap between them. So yung eldest ko, 13 na. So more or less, she understands already what's happening and she can do her own thing. And then the 3 younger ones, the twins na 3 years old, and the youngest being a year old lang, medyo mababaw pa yung kaligayahan nila eh. So it's not like parang in between that age kasi where you really need like some sort of structure because of school and everything else. With the 3 babies, basta lang may TV, may toys, and then we're there playing with them. Masaya na sila. So thankfully, no major changes during this ECQ.
Reggie?
Oh, well, for me, the funny thing is, yung how they are with devices, like your iPads and your, the phone. I have a 4-year-old, and yung 4-year-old na yun, she can easily spiral into like, sige, I'll go on and I'll borrow the iPad and then I'll, watch something, and then, 12 hours later, nandun pa rin siya. And it's kind of scary kasi if you're not, if you're not aware or you're not in touch or you're not, on guard, it can just spiral, into madness for them. So in a way, that's kind of like what we're trying to do. We're trying to restrict the amount of exposure that they have with devices, with with the phone and with the iPad. But at the same time, it's also our fault. Kasi when we're working, syempre, you're in a con call or you're busy doing something, you're creating layouts, and then they start to get bored. They ask you, what can we do? What's they're sick of playing with their toys, so they'll ask for the iPads. So I think it's that. I think it's finding that balance, finding a way to make sure that you kind of give them what they want, but also set some boundaries and restrictions. I think that's what I've discovered more in this ECQ, because you can easily be an irresponsible parent by just giving them everything that they want. That's what I've learned.
Because that's the easy way out, huh? It's so easy
Definitely.
like keep them quiet with the device.
Keep them quiet. Yeah.
Ryan?
To add to Reggie's point, ayun nga, pag mga bata talaga magaling sila sa device, pero kailangan lang talaga ng time limit kasi syempre medyo masama din for health. Like for example, si Lily has her Alexa. Yung Alexa naman kasi alam mo yun, parang AI teacher, parang ganyan yung ginagawa niya ngayon. Ang dami nilang matutunan, but you have to put some kind of parental controls para always to make sure na yung content safe for kids lagi. And well, in terms of discoveries kay Lily, si Lily, nalaman ko, gusto niya talagang tumulong. Alam mo yung magaling siya, maglinis. For some reason, gusto niya mag-mop ng floor. And then the teacher tells us it's because in school, tinuturuan sila mag-mop. So, alam mo yun, nakakatuwa kasi Ang galing niya sa mga ganung bagay. And also, I also found out na ang galing niya din magluto. For a 5-year-old, magaling siya mag-bake. As in, marunong siya mag-mix ng all of the ingredients and we do this together as a bonding activity. She also has a YouTube channel. It's called Little Lily Show that I shoot and I edit. So, if you wanna subscribe, papalag ko lang yun. Imagine, 5 years old, magaling magluto, mag-bake. O, diba? Panoorin nyo guys, galing.
May summer classes si Laura sa kanyang baking school.
Ah, baka may discount, Sir Tom.
Pwede.
Don't forget to check out their links below. Make sure to get them. For my daughter, she's just 4 months old, so literally no change from non-easy kids to easy.
How's Katie?
She's good. She's very, because she has a restaurant business. So now they're like most of them, they're into delivery.
So all the bonbon is on delivery?
Yes. The link is gonna be below also for that. Naging ano na to for business, no?
Oo nga, wala akong ma-plug. Kaloy, meron ka?
Sige, may isa pang round tayo. Just shout it out.
Can I plug, Leslie?
Yes.
I am selling Cabanatuan Longganisa, which I call it Cablong.
Sir Dong, actually bumili na ako from you and I would like to order some more.
Okay, once I get a travel pass, I'm going to go home to the province. I will let you know.
Okay, so that was a major digression. All right, so actually we're now in our final round. It's called the GCQ round. We're at the tail end kasi matatapos na rin ang quarantine, I hope. But for fatherhood, that's for life na tayo. This is, like you mentioned earlier, it's a 24/7 job. So we've all been thinking about the end of quarantine. So our first question is, what is the first thing you will do after this period when everyone can go all out? Start with you, Sir Tong.
Well, the very first thing I'll do is get together my kids. We will have a get together and celebrate with steak and wine and stuff. We just want this personal interaction rather than the remote one that we have been used to over these past few weeks. So that's the first thing I'll do. Get together and have fun again. And with face masks and social distancing. Washing our hands regularly with disinfectant. Kasi normally, baka daw mag-start sa family. Kasi you miss them so much. You get together. You don't know, baka somebody is asymptomatic, So we have to be very, very careful in getting together. But that's the first thing that I'd like to do after coming out of this restrictive period. So, well, that's it.
Thank you, Sir Tong. What about you, Ryan?
I think pareho din kay Sir Tong. Siyempre, ilalabas ko din sila sa restaurant. Siyempre, kakain na kami ng masarap. And I think when we do that, they're going to realize na, mas magaling si Daddy magluto. So, tabakan na lang ulit kami.
Kaloy?
Kami siguro out of town. I think mas ma-appreciate na ngayon yung mga beach trips or whatever. Especially being stuck at home for the past almost 3 months. Yeah, I think that's it. We used to go kasi parang at least once a month to a beach or somewhere nearby. So I think that's really something that we're looking forward to.
What about you, Reggie?
I think the same. Pero the funny thing that happened to us was, before when COVID was starting to ramp up, we were supposed to fly home to visit the grandparents. Pero we had to cancel it last minute because of, the scare. So hopefully, when things go back to normal, we can go and visit the grandparents. But also, like small things, I think that's yung pinaka things that I'm looking forward to are the small things, like, watching a movie with them, going to a playground, going to do restaurants. I think that's, just to get back into that whole normalcy is what we're really craving for. But yeah, overall, getting to see the family as well. Kasi tagal na rin.
For me, Just like you guys, I want to see my family. But I think the immediate thing that I would do is to just go to a park, the three of us, and drink some wine. Ayun. And then just look at the sky or something. Okay. With all this domestication and transformation that's been happening, are you guys ready for a career change? To be a full-time houseband? Let's start with you, Kaloy.
Parang hindi kaya eh. As much as I enjoy being a father like during these times, parang full-time medyo mahirap pa rin eh. Currently pa nga kasi it's still work from home eh. So it's not like I spend the whole day with them. So I still roughly spend mga 6 to 8 hours doing work. And then the rest of the time with them. At least when nawala lang yung traffic. But having to do it, I think, the whole day, baka kaya ko siguro 1 week. Max. And then after that, I have to go back to work.
Reggie?
Well, for me, I think not while I'm here in Singapore. But hopefully, like I can, find a way to, spend more time with the kids. I think it's a balance. But yeah, while I'm here in Singapore, definitely no way.
Turtong, what about you?
Well, I don't have any career right now. So I'd probably be a reseller of things on the internet. God, malaki pala ang kita niyan, ha? Yet, everybody is buying.
Actually, that about ends our Father's Day episode. So thank you to all the guests who gave their precious time to this episode. Konting kapit lang, makakapag-escape na tayo. Makakapagbalik na tayo sa office. Yeah. Before we sign off, I want to end with a quote saying, for all the dads out there, being a father is like shaving. No matter how good you shave today, you have to do it again tomorrow. Thank you, and see you next episode. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Thank you. Bye.